check. 1, 2. All right, let's get the party started. Get it started. All right, microphone check. 1, 2. This is DJ Torch on the 1 and 2. Welcome to this evening's To Catch a Dusty 2. It's going to be all the way live. Let me see if my camera is on. Good. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. So I want you to check out our first Dusty of the day. Our first Dusty of the day we are going to catch. Here we go.
I'm Vinny Politan. Thank you so much for joining us here on Closing Arguments. Big hour coming up, and we begin with a big story involving Sean Diddy Combs.
Yeah, get this. You're like father, like son. That's the only hint I'm going to give you right now. Here we go.
Things not getting better for
No, not a bit.
this superstar, billionaire, hip-hop mogul. As you know, his houses were raided by federal investigators, part of an ongoing sex trafficking investigation. That's all we know about that. We know they seized a lot of things. We saw some of the aftermath. We saw the folks who were executing these warrants in Los Angeles and in Miami.
He did.
But it's also now involving his family, including.
This is the funny thing. It's like, here is this man who had no reason to pass any poison down to his kids, and guess what he does?
His son, Christian King Combs. So it's about Diddy, but now things seem to be expanding to include his son, Christian King Combs. Lawsuit filed against Diddy's son.
Okay, this is Diddy's son specifically.
I'm going to go through some of it, but what is really striking is some of the crossover and similarity between this lawsuit and the lawsuit that was filed against Diddy by Lil Rod, filed against Diddy and Cuba Gooding Jr. So let's take a look at the lawsuit against Diddy's son. The makeup, and this involves allegations of something that happened on a rented yacht. The makeup of the yacht quickly evolved from just defendants Combs and his family to include a constant rotation of suspected sex workers and other A-list celebrities such as French Montana and actor Cuba Gooding Jr.
Damn.
Diddy turned what was sold as a wholesome family excursion into a hedonistic environment. Now, if you go back to that lawsuit filed by Lil Rod, Lil Rod had said that Diddy had sex workers and endless drugs flowing through the recording sessions at CRS, Mr. Combs' homes, and on the yacht.
Wow, does he sound like a role model to you or what? Wow.
Which Mr. Combs rented. And you may recall that photo of Cuba Gooding Jr. and Lil Rod. This is from the yacht. But the yacht is also connected to this new lawsuit against Diddy's son. Now,
Holy
it
moly.
continues.
Okay, let's get this.
Plaintiff found it very suspicious that after one shot of De Leon tequila or one mixed drink, various women on the yacht would be falling over themselves, panicking or passing out. This led plaintiff, this is the plaintiff, this person suing, to reasonably believe that the alcohol given to these women was likely laced with drugs.
It's just we all know this is. It sounds like to me, they gave the ladies the Bill Cosby treatment. Let's just put it that way.
In the lawsuit filed by Lil Rod, according to Mr. Jones, Mr. Combs forced all women to drink laced De Leon liquor.
Underline the word forced.
Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs laced the liquor with ecstasy. So you can see, again, some of these similarities. Let's get back to that lawsuit. Upon entering the recording studio, defendant Combs immediately started ordering that tequila shots be poured. Plaintiff.
Look at that again. But like father, like son.
Began to become concerned when he insisted that she take shots of tequila he may have brought on board the yacht. At this point, the mood changed and things became sinister. Defendant Combs insisted that the plaintiff stay chatting and that she sit beside him. Defendant Combs violently grabbed plaintiff's arm and began hurting her. He pulled plaintiff to the seat beside him and prevented her from getting up. The lawsuit includes photos of bruising. Let's take a look at those photos.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep, that's bruising. Wow. Okay, so this is he's in trouble because that does not look like an arm of an African American woman. Maybe she's super light skinned, but that looks like if that's somebody who's non-black, he in trouble.
Part of the lawsuit, part of the alleged evidence of what happened. Now,
Damn, I mean,
the lawsuit continues. Luckily for the plaintiff, due to defendant Combs' insistence on Mr. Jones recording everything, Mr. Jones has an audio recording of defendant Combs drugging and sexually assaulting the plaintiff. That's the allegation. Same thing in the lawsuit filed by Lil Rod. Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly on several occasions. Mr. Combs took Mr. Jones' cell phone and began recording himself. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, his guests engaging in serious illegal activity.
Wow. This is not good. This is not good. Darnell says Diddy is dumb, and basically that's yeah. I mean, this is just basically this is the core issue with the whole community. But let's keep it going.
So these allegations involve conduct, but not just conduct that is allegedly recorded, which is why in these raids they're going after all of the hard drives and anywhere else you can find these types of images and recordings. Now, this is where it gets very specific about what happened. Plaintiff retreated to a corner of the room, and Chris Combs became physical and extremely aggressive. He cornered her and started to grope her. She pushed him back constantly. Chris Combs then took off all of his clothes.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Chris Combs then took off all of his clothes, his private parts, and were in a certain state. And he grabbed her arms and was trying to force the plaintiff to perform oral sexual favors on him. Unfortunately, as the saying has it, the apple does not fall far from the tree.
Wow.
Chris Combs, during the raid was actually cuffed at Diddy's house. And we've heard from, there's the photo right there. So he was there, his dad wasn't there. He's the subject of this second lawsuit.
They didn't even need his daddy. Basically they got him because of that. So we all thought it was because of Diddy, and it wasn't. It was because his son's a monster as well.
Wow, lot to talk about here. So let's bring in our guests. Joining us in Los Angeles, California, entertainment reporter, host of Kinsey's LA Diaries on Talk TV, Kinsey Schofield is with us. And in Los Angeles, entertainment reporter for the Associated Press, Andrew Dalton, also with us. Great to have you both here. Kinsey, I'll begin with you. There's absolute crossover in these two civil lawsuits. These are not criminal allegations. They could be part of the criminal investigation, but civil allegations. And a lot of it has to do with what happened on this yacht.
Well, and I think we should also acknowledge, it's my understanding that Tyrone Blackburn is representing both this new accuser that's accusing Christian and Rodney Little Rod Jones. So
makes sense.
Did Rodney Little Rod Jones...
it makes perfect sense because that attorney already knows the case like the back of his hand. Why find an attorney that has to start over from scratch? This makes sense.
$30 million lawsuit against Diddy instigate these latest allegations against his son, I think it's a fair assumption, because it's Rodney's video, that it's Rodney that can provide this alleged audio and video of the woman telling Christian to stop touching her. There's kissing noises that can be heard in the background. And Christian's team claims that this unredacted video and audio has not been provided to them. Again, the Combs team is really pushing both Diddy and his son that when it comes to Little Rod and when it comes to perhaps this new accuser, could the ultimate objective be a quick payday? They're saying that these are crazy allegations. And
I mean, the thing is this, it's like, it sounds like to me that this is some horrible shit that happened. If the person said no and it's on video, they are going to be able to disseminate that it was not consensual. And from that point on, yeah, I mean, no, I mean, it's always funny how these rich monsters are that cause or do things like this to people. Always call it a rich payday or whatever like that. Well, the bottom line is that you pay to play. If you want to play dirty, you pay dirty.
That the reason that they are putting them out in such a public platform, the way they're doing it without either side being served yet, is just to get that payout, which we've seen Diddy do numerous times. He pays people.
Now, just remember now that FBI raid has nothing to do with the lawsuits. I mean, it might have been brought upon because of the lawsuits, but they're not. The FBI ain't out there to sue Diddy. Okay, they're there to arrest criminals from doing criminal shit.
Just to go away. He says, I'm innocent, but he just wants to kill the
And Mystic, yeah, you're right. What's wrong with the quick payday? If you damage somebody, yeah, I mean, that's just the way it goes. You don't hurt people. Don't, obviously the perpetrators were looking for their own payday. It just happened to be in a different thing. It was in being able to freely assault somebody else. Hey, you pay to play.
Story.
Andrew Dalton, and we've seen that many.
Shout out to Hibiscus Daffo, Bridget Mouton, Mystic Moon, Darnell, and Brina West in the house so far. Let's keep going. Here we go.
The reason I am so much more connected to covering this story is because of the raid, and now you've got this criminal investigation that is apparently
that's what's going down. I mean, the funny thing is that they're talking about a quick payday, blah 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 blah, whatever you want to. Y'all better worry about not the payday but the criminal investigation, because they got enough that they got you they got you going somewhere where you don't want to be. Now Diddy will probably be able to buy high quality stuff inside, whatever. They might put him in some sort of a well-kept prison, but going to prison at all is not a good thing. This is what happens when when men in general want to do shitty shit. This it'll catch up with you.
Taking place. The target, you would think, would likely be Diddy, since they're raiding his homes. How much of a connection do you believe there is here between these civil suits and allegations and the criminal investigation that resulted in the raids of Diddy's properties?
Yeah, I think the criminal investigation definitely raised the stakes for all of us who were covering this. I mean, it gave at least some validation, maybe not to the specifics, but to everything that was laid out in all these lawsuits that have been filed. The feds, for we at the AP, wouldn't confirm what the exact allegations were or say whether the lawsuits were involved. But Diddy's lawyer, Aaron Dyer, flat out said in his statement last week that this is, unfounded stuff from lawsuits that they're chasing. So that's he's not going to know everything about the investigation.
I mean, what more, think about it. What more does the law need? They got drugs. They got assaults, they got illegal shit going on. And then the problem we have, and this is not just with the Diddy company, but this is with our community is that you expect to want to get away with all of this shit and then some, and then get mad when the law catches up with you. It's like, what is going on here? I mean, come on, fellas, come on, people out there, and the ladies who support men like this. We need to clean up our act so we can have a better community. Now, it's the community is to the point where people are even saying there ain't no community. So if that's it's to that point, then you know that things got to improve, and you got to stop supporting men like Diddy who are doing stuff like this. Here we go.
A pretty strong indication that they are probably using these civil suits as guides.
Here's the thing that I don't understand, Kinsey, and the recording of everything. It seems from these civil allegations, they're saying crimes are being committed, and Diddy is making sure that everything's being recorded. And that makes everyone think of, well, number one, that's not smart. But number two, it makes everyone think of, is there something else going on here? Like, why on earth would this stuff be recorded if it's criminal conduct?
Because they don't think it's criminal conduct in our community. They don't think that's criminal conduct. Drugging women or whatever is not seen as criminal conduct to certain types of men in our community, and that's why they don't see anything wrong with it. A lot they get so. I believe what has happened is that they've gotten so used to being criminals that conduct is normal, and to them that means they are not breaking the law. Strangely enough, that's what they think, because hey, we've been able to do this for years. Diddy has been assaulting women for years. I mean, hip hop people have been abusing women for years. For years. I'm talking about not 5 or 3 or 7 or 8. I'm talking about like 20, 30 years, which you will find out tonight when we go through our other rappers. Because it seems like when I think about it, tonight is To Catch a Dusty 2 is the rapper Dusty series. Here we go.
To me, this has a lot of heads spinning around. What's the buzz out in Hollywood on these types of allegations, and the fact that everything seems to allegedly, right, be
we rappers and rappers and pastors,
like recorded and documented by Diddy himself.
Right.
I mean, it's hard to.
It's crazy to see men in our community get so comfortable with causing crimes that they don't mind. How should I put it? Recording themselves. Look, this ain't Diddy's son ain't the only one. Let me just put it that way.
Even remotely fathom the fact that he would instigate this stuff being recorded to where it could come back and haunt him. And by all accounts, he had a good relationship with Rodney Jones prior to this lawsuit. They produced an award-winning album together. The tone in Hollywood is to avoid Sean P. Diddy Combs right now. You even saw Kelly Ripa getting torn apart because they reran an episode of her show where she joked with one of her guests about needing to get an invite on the yacht. So, the tone is very much shunning him. And, it's not necessarily these days innocent until proven guilty. It's really guilty until you prove yourself innocent. And
no. I mean, I agree. You should be seen as, you don't have to be seen as innocent. You just have to be regarded by the law as innocent until proven guilty. The problem that this lady right here is expressing seems to be is basically we've already known he's beat the crap out of people. He should have, when you see somebody beating the crap out of somebody, you don't have to walk around and say, oh, he didn't beat the hell out of that person, because they haven't proven him guilty of doing that. There's a lot of people who have seen Diddy do some very bad things. Okay. And there are some people who have seen his son do some very bad things. Just because people know what time it is doesn't mean that they're being unfair. They're just saying, look, maybe some extenuating circumstances will make Diddy innocent. But for right now, my opinion, in my own mind, that dude ain't. He ain't. He ain't. His. I mean, if you go through his history, there's nothing that says that this is a wholesome guy. He never was wholesome. JG Music breaks it down like this: we don't know how many countless men and women, whomever carriers, was deleted because Diddy would rather make than into his own personal oral slaves. Exactly. It could get really crazy. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Trump to here we go.
Even Kanye, who has the worst reputation in the world right now, allegedly trying to avoid interacting with Sean P. Diddy Combs throughout these accusations.
And Andrew, how about Sean Diddy Combs?
Because he knows what he did. He might have even been there.
What's been his reaction to all of this? And is he keeping a low profile, or is he going to continue doing whatever he sort of does with all of his hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars?
Now, he and the people around him have been showing up in public a little bit more than you'd expect, more than the sort of the sort of hiding out that we've seen a lot from Harvey Weinstein and similar people in the Me Too era. So he hasn't exactly been coming forward and doing a whole lot, but he's definitely not hiding out either. Although he is kind of losing his stake, in this vast business empire that he has. He's had to step down from the TV network that he was a part of, and his Sean John, his clothing line, is being discontinued in some stores. So the visibility on that end has definitely gone down.
Okay, let me redo this. Okay, we don't know how many countless careers, men and women, whomever careers. Oh, okay, here we go. Let me read JG again. We don't know how many countless men and women, whomever careers was deleted because of Diddy. Yep. Don't forget Jay-Z. He did some careers in as well. Diddy would rather make them into his personal oral slaves, bars.
One thing that I think is a strong indicator of his status is how many of these lawsuits people are coming forward under their own names, and instead of filing them anonymously, as we've seen so much in these cases. That's a real indication to me that these people are less afraid of retaliation and their willingness to come forward under their own names. And it means that he is definitely being seen as weak, as someone who can't do a whole lot for his status right now.
And Kinsey, we have to.
Wow. Let's stop right there on that one. Get this one. And you've seen the thumbnail. Check this one out. Another rapper. Here we go.
All right, so I'm seeing a weird story bubbling up on the web.
This is by Maury, by the way.
Surrounding this guy named Auntie Server. Now, I don't know if he's a content creator or streamer or anything like that, but apparently this man's been messing with a 15-year-old girl that he met.
Okay, let me see if this one. Right here.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So this is
okay. So
talk about Auntie Server and how he's a peto and stuff like that. So yeah, but basically the situation is that we have a underground rapper, which he's not even an underground rapper for real. Like, he's just somebody who's known on social media a little bit. Some of a social media presence, the whole underground rapper tag is a bit of an oversaturation. Yes, he put out music, but is he really considered underground? Nah, bro. He's just got known because of what he.
Okay, so Auntie Server, let's get to him. I want to get to the part. Okay. Okay, so he doesn't even show him. Let me go back over to this other one.
All right, so I'm seeing a weird.
Okay, so this is Auntie Server. He's a 23-year-old man. 23. Okay, he's 23. Basically, he's A decent looking dude. Let's just give it to him. He's not a bad looking guy. That's some weird shit he's doing with his hair, but that's his hair. He can do whatever he wants with it. But basically, he can't seem to want to, date women in his own age range. Let's listen.
Story bubbling up on the web surrounding this guy named Auntie Server. Now, I don't know if he's a content creator or streamer or anything like that, but apparently this man's been messing with a 15-year-old girl that he met through somebody else's community. I'm not sure if that person is a Twitch streamer, YouTuber, or Kick streamer or anything like that, but what I can see is that this Auntie Server guy is a rapper. Apparently he's like 20.
Now, this is common. Grown men sleeping with little girls. Don't think you guys remember T.O.? He's a product of a teen mother. Did you know that? He's a product of a teen mother, and I mean not 19, 18. I'm talking about 13, 14. So you see what time it is. It's at first we wanted to hide it, and I'm sorry I can't hide it, but we wanted to hide this as some type of taboo thing in our community, but it's very common. This is basically what everybody was not telling you is that it's very common for grown men. In fact, it's more common for grown men to sleep with little girls than little girls to sleep with little boys, believe it or not.
21, 22. As you can see him on his link tree, he has a whole bunch of different projects linking to YouTube, Apple Music.
So it's 22.
IG, albums on Spotify and SoundCloud. So clearly he's like a underground amateur artist that seems to be pretty irrelevant. But with that in mind, in this photo right here, as we can see, is his alleged.
Wow, she looks super young. This is her. Look at, she looks super young. I mean,
but with that in mind, in this photo,
and he's flossing her. I told you what Diddy and Son were doing was common. For some reason, we have gotten comfortable in our community, okay, with especially crimes, SA crimes, getting very comfortable thinking it's okay to do it. 23, this man right here is 22, 23, 14. 14. That's 1-4. That's a 1 and a 4. She is 14. Barely 14 at that. This is a very common picture in our community. It's a very common picture. Older dude, little girl. Older dude, little girl. Older dude, little girl. He's not even in his teens anymore. Let me make it. It would have been even bad if he was 18, 19, to be honest with you. He's in his 20s.
Right here, as we can see, is his alleged girlfriend, this 15-year-old high schooler. And here on the left, we can see the grown man.
She's not his girlfriend. She's a victim. Let's face it. She might think she's a girlfriend, but she doesn't realize she's a victim.
And Auntie Roach with a fucking roach in his mouth. Man, this looks kind of bummy with the whole seashell things attached.
I'm telling you, I think that's what it is. For some reason, black men, we are getting too comfortable wanting to play in the face of the law, legal. I mean, he's got a bud. Who knows? Maybe it might be legal, maybe not. Then he's got a 10-year charge right here because she's 14. So let's keep going.
To his braids too. So I am not surprised by this behavior. I'm not gonna lie. Where is this young lady's father or mother? That seems yet to be known either. And she definitely looks young. Like there's no mistake in it. Not a wrinkle on her goddamn face. Baby faced as hell. So according to this guy by the name of Dexterity on Twitter, he said, "You need to be in fucking jail, Auntie Server. You're a sick, manipulative, lying, abusive, disgusting rapist, and a pedophile." The first screenshot.
Wow, that guy went in 100%.
God says, "My perfect little secret princess." Keyword secret. I love you. Good night. The second one is him in her or his bedroom. She took a snapshot of him on her bed or his bed. Here in this other photo, you can see her on his bed, I suppose. A literal hole in the wall. So I'm assuming.
I mean, you know, you're not a man when you have to pursue little girls. You know, you're not a man. I mean, this is crazy. Here we go.
I mean, this is his dingy ass room. Man's just smoking a blunt while looks
Welcome,
to be
New
playing
Diamond.
something or watching something. And hearing these text messages, as we can see, she said in response to whatever the hell he said earlier, "Man, bitch." He said, question mark? It's true. What? You finna be looking way different. Ho gonna be bad as hell. She said, I guess. And she said in response to an earlier message that says, "Groom that little pussy and make you into the perfect."
He's saying this to a 14-year-old girl. Let me not keep this on the screen too long because I do not want to ruin my algorithm. But look. Remember when we ended the last night's live with that old man pretty much talking just like this on Kendra's show? You see how age really doesn't matter. It's the mentality of the man. This is crazy.
Little girl come princess. My little wife gonna be built up just for daddy. Watch. And he said in response to his own message, facts. You'll see. And then she said, I can't wait to be daddy's perfect little wife. I'm gonna be made just right for you. And
And look, she wants to be a wife. She didn't say nothing about being what did he say? This is what he wants. And it just goes to show you that even that young ladies never wanted to be 304s. But this is what men want because men are the ones in our community that are the 304s. It's just proof right here. He's talking about making her into basically an S slave. Okay.
you'll see. And then she said, I can't wait to be daddy.
Check this out here. And she wants to be a wife. Now, she wants to be a wife. We'll talk about being submissive. I'm gonna be made just right for you. Man.
Daddy's perfect little wife. I'm gonna be made just right for you. And he said, question mark, question mark. And I'm not gonna
like, see, did you see that? Did you see that? That's so that game that the red pill and the passport bros play about, oh yeah, we're looking for a wife. No, you guys are
made just right for you. And he said, question mark, question.
See what I mean? See that? Wife was a bad word to him. She wants to be a wife. Even little girls, when they're growing up, they want to be a wife. So that thing about, oh yeah, black women don't want to get married and all that kind of shit, that's not true. It never was true. Little 14-year-old girl has her whole life ahead of her. She wants to be a wife. Jay Riches, welcome. Jay Riches breaks it down like this. Some people would just look at this situation and conclude that the girl is just fat. Exactly. No, she wants a relationship. She doesn't know how everything goes. He's just manipulating her. That's why he's saying all this shit. He didn't say this shit just because. He's saying this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. That's what he's saying to her.
She said, I can't wait to be daddy's perfect little wife. I'm going to be made just right for you. And he said, question mark, question mark. And I'm not going to lie, this entire fucking exchange is weird as hell. Like, what the fuck, bro? This is crazy.
You know, I'm so glad I ate a lot earlier today because this really is kind of sickening.
man. Then in the next screenshot here, we can see this girl with this man in the same room in what looks to be like, you know what, I'm not going to even describe that. And the phone number is exposed, of which
Jay Richards, you nailed it once again. That's true. Girls want to be a wife because being a wife should be safe, secure, and cherished. Bars.
I'm gonna censor. And yikes, this man is caught in 4K. Like I thought the whole meme of these weird asses online saying all this outlandish shit to minors on Omegle was all for jokes and shit. I didn't know these guys were actually in real life committing to those actions.
What the fuck?
Somebody said, how old is the victim? Dexterity said 15. Mercedes says, how old is he? Dexterity said 22. Somebody said, yeah, kill this guy with hammers right here.
Please kill this nigga, man. Please.
Nah, that's crazy. But man, no, you don't have to do that. But let's keep it going.
Kill him dead.
Somebody said, why it always got to be our people doing this shit?
I swear to God, I hate niggas.
See, it's not just me thinking this. It's not just me. Let me play that one more time. Look, Kev says, why is it always got to be our people doing this ish? There are people in our community that actually think, no matter how much they try to say I'm talking shit, look, this is some bad shit. This is bad and it's common. That's the problem. It's common.
It always got to be our people doing this shit.
I swear to God, I hate niggas, bro. I swear to God, nigga. I swear to God, on all 5 of my kids, I hate niggas, bro. You niggas is not, bro. Oh my God, bro. I'm gonna talk too much, bro. I hate niggas, bro.
Somebody said cure for pedophilia. Of course, I don't have to censor that out. That can't be shown on YouTube. But yeah, you get the point. This man is crazy. He's disgusting.
There he is. There he is. Let me make it. Let me go. 22, 14. 22. He's 22. She's 14. 22, 14. You saw and heard, okay, his intentions. They weren't like, let's just be pals, we're pals or whatever like that, right? Even though he really has no business being around a girl at all like that. But no. That's crazy. So let's go over a few more here.
No excuse in the book. First of all, he said, I'm gonna wait till you like 19 or some, then I'm gonna rock the fuck out your world. Laugh.
Notice how he's not, notice how his whole world doesn't revolve around a relationship. Let me repeat what I just said. Notice how his whole world does not, okay, revolve around having a relationship. It's just sex.
My ass off. Well, that was a lie. She also said, my boyfriend is 21. He's nowhere near a loser, though. It's not like he can't pull hoes. I don't know why he likes me, how he does. That is crazy for her to even acknowledge that. She doesn't know why he likes her, a 15-year-old girl. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, young lady. That's because he's a loser. He also replied to some random ass person. I don't know who he's arguing about, but he said, bitch, kill yourself. You can't expose me about anything because
I am so sorry. She's a whole whopping 15 years old. That just makes everything just fine.
I don't do no weird ass shit. Y'all bored and broke, go die. Well, clearly, son, that was a lie. They responded back by saying, you dated a little child, but I don't even care no more. He then said, bitch, I would never go somewhere else with all that trolling. I get bitches. I got no reason to do weirdo shit like the rest of y'all.
Well, now he's even bragging about not being even, loyal to the 15-year-old. Okay. Who I thought was 14, but I guess he's 15. Who knows? She might be 14. I think I saw something. I believe she's 14. She just turned 14 or she just turned 15. Anyway, look at this is what the men in our community love to say. You see this word here. In fact, I think I'll do a live stream on this where this is what men in our community brag about. This is what they brag about. They don't brag about being, CEOs. They don't brag about, being doctors. They don't brag about being lawyers or productive in life in any way, or programmers or something cool, right? They brag about this right here. That's it. I can't say it because my algorithm, but that's, if you ask any man what makes a man, they will tell you this 90% of the time in our community, and especially in the red pill. That is exactly what they're going to say. That is their definition of being a man.
Goofies. And the fact that he's even calling it weirdo shit and he knows it's weirdo shit speaks volumes. Like, he's not even accepting the fact that he did engage in illegal activities with this 15-year-old girl. He's just like, no, I didn't do it, but was caught in 4K doing it. Like, bro, this girl is posted up in your room, your hands around her hips in a fucking towel with your dingy ass fucking no comforter sheet having ass bed in the background. Like, dog, you're caught. She had this shit as her fucking profile, bro, with your real number likely attached to it. I mean, what else did you think? What else did you expect a 15-year-old girl who's in love and likely lost her virginity to and head over heels for you to do? Of course she's gonna tell everybody, duh, because guess what? She's confused. You're a grown-ass man, so that's weird in and of itself. She doesn't understand why you're even with her. And 3, she thinks you're not a loser, so she's happy to flex about this relationship. Doesn't even understand the implications of what all of this is about. And 4th,
wow, and that's why they have the law of statutory, whatever, because she's a little kid. She's a little kid. She's a little kid. Let me bring you to some of her friend photos. Look, that's her, the little youngest one. This one right here, that's her right here. She's the youngest looking one in the whole group. She looks like she could clearly pass for 12. And she could clearly pass for 12. I mean, that's her right here too. Man. We have so much, and look at this. So this is the thing. I'm not going to be mean, but I'm going to tell everybody that when you have friends like this, you might want to check your boy. You might want to check if you do him a favor and let him know clearly that this kind of behavior is not good for him either. It's not good for him either. But you want to know something? You would say that he needs to talk to a man of the cloth, right? You would think that, right? You would think that he needs to talk to a man of the cloth. Maybe not.
Pastor charged with preying on minor he was guardian of. Per the root, local reports, sexual abuse scandal has rocked the town of Tell City, Indiana, after 48-year-old former community Christian church pastor Errol Wright was arrested earlier this month for alleged sexual misconduct with a minor and child seduction. That's per News 14. Wright is accused of sexually abusing a child who says he served as her legal guardian while she was a teenager. Wright was
what happened to protection and provision? He was her legal guardian, which means that he signed off on protection and provision, and he did the complete opposite. So that Kevin Samuels theory really gets kind of thrown out the door right now.
Released on a nearly $48,000 bond, scheduled to be back.
$48,000. That's 400. I mean, what? 48. What? So he can get out for $5,000. He can be back on the streets doing the same shit. Ain't that something?
April 3rd. That is not enough money.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this.
Absolutely join TYT.
Her
Here we
sister
go.
told News 14 that she encouraged her to come forward. Thank you. But that it was difficult to admit what was happening to her. All this time, she didn't want to admit that it was happening and it was bad. The sister told News 14 she was ashamed. She thought if she admitted the bad parts, that it would define her. The root. That's what abusers do.
Wow. Okay.
That's what they do. The Community Christian Church issued a statement to News 14. We have felt the same shock and hurt as the community concerning the recent incident involving our previous pastor. We neglected to release a statement until now because his family is heavily involved in the church, and we wish to give them time to process. We take accusations of this nature very seriously, and thus Errol Wright is no longer employed by the church and will have no further active involvement as pastor or otherwise.
And the sad part is this is very common as well. Very common. And you start adding up all these very common events, and you can clearly understand why our community and our culture is struggling.
Continued. We also wish to clear up a misunderstanding that has spread in our silence. None of the church's money went to supporting Errol or paying his bail. All the money given to him was from individuals who gave of their own volition. This is a difficult time for our community. We ask that everyone continue to pray for all those involved and for God's.
Jizzy B breaks it down like this. All that religion stuff is a cover up. And you know something, Jizzy? That's a strong argument. Let's put it this way. If you put a pimp and a preacher right next to each other, there's a very good chance you may not know who's who.
Will to be done in all of us. And if he did it, hold him accountable. That's what God is telling me. I heard God whisper that just now. Hold him accountable.
Yep. Yep. Let's keep it rolling. I got another one for you.
Tomorrow, top leaders for the Southern Baptist Convention say that they plan to release a secret list of hundreds of pastors and other church personnel accused of sexual abuse.
Oh, why, like the guy said in that clip, why does it always have to be us doing this shit? Why? He looks crazy.
This is difficult for us just to understand that because we're parents here. Let me go on with the story. This announcement comes after the release of a scathing report which said 44 women made allegations against this man, Darrell Gilliard, who was a
44 women made scathing allegations against this man. 44. Okay. Let's say half of them was lying because you know how these guys are about this. You know, oh, they're it's still 20. That's still high.
pastor at First Baptist Church of Jacksonville. News4Jax reporter Ashley Harding joins us now live. And Ashley, the report says the committee mishandled abuse allegations.
Right, Bruce, that is what it is saying. Mishandled the allegations and stonewalled numerous survivors. Now, the report.
Wow, I mean, that's mishandled is putting it lightly.
Report says in almost every case that was looked into, the survivors were left to feel as if they were not believed and they were shamed.
Choose the Lord coming down with 10,000 saints in his hand.
And the report highlights the case of one woman from Jacksonville who said she looked up to Gilliard as a pastor and friend, but said in 1991 he attempted to rape her at First Baptist Church of Jacksonville, where he was working at the time. It said that she was able to fight him off and escape. Now, the report says Gilliard had been grooming her with late-night phone calls and the promise of a summer job in Texas. The report.
That is just crazy. JG Music breaks it down like this because most of us don't want to believe that people from our race does this stuff just as much as others do.
Goes on to say when the victim and her mother spoke to Dr. Jerry Vines about the attack, he was dismissive of her claims and told her it would be embarrassing if others knew about it. The report goes on to say when the victim, again, spoke to Jerry Vines about the attack, he was dismissive of her claims. Now, the report highlights again the case of one woman from Jacksonville who said she looked up to Gilliard as a friend. Now, the report also says in 2019, the woman wrote a letter to the bylaws work group saying Gilliard was allowed to move from church to church, and prominent figures within the Southern Baptist Convention were vouching for him. Gilliard was convicted of having lewd contact with 2 teenage girls. He was sentenced to 3 years behind bars and is now a registered sex offender. Last night, Dr. Heath Lambert, senior pastor of First Baptist Church, sent a statement, and it reads in part, "I am horrified and saddened by the abuse and cover-up of abuse that was chronicled in the SBC sex abuse report.
Wow.
Especially that of a previous former member of First Baptist Church 30 years ago. It is sinful and wrong to abuse any human being, to counsel abuse victims to remain silent, and to protect abusers from exposure." During a virtual meeting with the SBC's executive committee, it vowed to work toward changing the culture of the denomination and to listen.
I mean, you are not supposed to have to change the culture of a church. So basically what they're saying is that the culture, there was such a pedo culture or SA culture that they have to change a church. A church. Jizzy B breaks it down. Our race, it was getting girls pregnant 12 and up. These dudes was 25 and up in the 90s. Nobody said nothing, not a word. Yep. Yep. You're right. This is crazy. Well, let's catch a Dusty. Here we go.
What age they are.
Let me go back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the To Catch a Dusty segment of To Catch a Dusty. Here we go.
Now, before we get into the video, guys, we're at a point right now where we're growing a New Jersey team. I'm looking to build a New Jersey and a New York team. If you want to help us with the decoying on these kind of operations, and you think you have what it takes to be a decoy or even a videographer, you could email me. My email is obnrami@gmail.com, or DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is obl.nation. We could always use more people now that I'm in a position where I'm back at it. I'm looking at growing a Jersey and a New York team. So if you want to help me, whether it be a decoy or be a videographer or just come extra muscle, help the team out, DM me on Instagram, obl.nation, or email me at obnrami@gmail.com. We'll pop it all up on the screen. It'll be in the description down below, guys. Make sure you subscribe, turn your post notifications on to be notified every time we go live. Also, join the locals, guys. We drop all the fully raw and edited episodes that are too gruesome for YouTube on there. Episodes that we just can't drop on YouTube. Foot chases, car chases, getting obliterated. I drop one a week on there every single week.
Oh, right. Let's get right to it. Here we go.
Or
He's looking around. He's looking around.
Okay.
All right.
Where is he?
To Catch a Dusty. Welcome. Here we go.
Tell him come to reception. I'm coming down now.
He's texting us one.
Okay, if you don't know what he's already doing, what he's doing is he's pretending to be an underage girl and contacting this gentleman right here in the red. Gentleman, and it's me putting it very nicely, by the way. Let's say no, he's not, but he's contacting this guy right here. Let's keep going.
Oh, I see him. I see him fine.
Let me get some volume on this because they're kind of whispering because they're trying to keep it on the low. There we go.
Yo, give me. Where's my C4? I'm gonna choke some of this.
Okay. So you can see that they're communicating because he's looking at his phone and they're clicking on theirs.
He's walking in. He's walking to reception.
Is he inside the reception?
Yes.
Okay.
He's inside reception.
Okay. Hold up. You don't have a flashlight, right?
No.
Okay. Let's go.
Ready? Go.
Let's do it. All right, guys. Let me. You can come with me inside. We'll try to approach on some chill.
Got you.
Not too aggressive, okay?
Got you. Go ahead. He's right there.
Remember, that's the main footage.
Looks like he's probably using a regular phone because the video isn't super clear, but it's clear enough. Kind of giving the authentic vibe.
You go to jail. Oh, no. Or we can talk. Okay. We're not gonna
Okay, wait. Let me see what he's saying.
Good, man. We're gonna have a conversation with you. Look, this is gonna go on a few days. You can either get the police and you go to jail. Oh, no. Or we can talk. Okay. We're not gonna hurt you or touch you. I just wanna talk to you. I respect. Okay, so I conduct sting operations where we catch and expose people that try to do. I had no idea about that. And you were calling the sting operations on it. Look, man, honesty is gonna be your best policy. But before we get into that, do you have any weapons on you? I have a knife, but I always carry it anywhere I go. Okay. Can I take that out of your pocket? Good. Please. Do you have anything else? No.
Wow.
What's this? Look. Okay, anything else?
What in the hell is that?
You want to do this outside so we're not. Yeah, but I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions. We're gonna talk. I'm not gonna hurt you, nothing like that. No, this is my first time. I'm new to the job. I came from Florida. I'm from Atlanta, Florida. I came here to visit somebody, but I have no idea that it was. Because when they was texting me, I was starting to send profile, send your identity, and I have no idea.
So they're in the lobby of a hotel.
Okay, any reason why you would bring a knife like this to be the. It's just a general question.
No. The reason I have that, listen, the reason I have that, I was jumped right here. Look, you can record it. I got stabbed. Somebody stabbed me and then jumped me. That's why I have a knife. I don't commit no crimes.
But it was just for like self-defense purposes.
Yeah.
So you weren't planning on doing anything religious. No, I'm just, I'm gonna keep this on me.
Okay.
And then when we conclude the interview, I'll hand it back to you, just for safety purposes. Okay. Okay. So the way this is gonna go in, I really just want you to be honest.
Okay,
honesty is gonna be your best policy. She told you multiple times she was how old? Because I read the messages.
She texted me her age, and I'm telling her. That's why at first I wasn't trusted. I said, "Are you really?" And she said, "Oh, I live with a parent or something."
Her mom.
Yeah, something like that.
She was a nurse.
Something like that.
Okay. So when she told you she was, why did she block her?
Block her? I blocked her here, but I'm not regular. I have never met this person. I have no idea. There's no way, if you don't meet the person, there's no way you're gonna know what age you are. Because I can tell you I'm 30 and I'm 19.
Okay, but why would a girl lie about being, most guys, when a girl tells what she's, they're not gonna follow through with it, right? If you're normal in the head and you don't have a sickness or you don't have contractions on.
No, I used to get SSI, but I'm saying the person, that's why I said I gotta meet your person first. I don't care if anybody, you could put like Michael Jackson or anybody on the social media, whatever you want to call it. But if I met the person and I would have left. Bro.
So why did they always say that? They always say, yeah, if I met her in person, then I would think that they're a different age or something like that. That's crazy to me. It never happens like that.
Keep it a buck. Keep it a stack. Because I've told 350 of people like you, and that excuse.
No.
Look. If you're gonna try to justify it,
I'm not justifying. I'm keeping it.
Okay, because think about it like this. He already stated that he's been jumped, and let's take him on his word for a minute here. So he's willing to risk leaving his house at night to possibly get jumped to the point where he thinks he has to bring a knife. Okay. To meet a woman who may only be a girl. And he suspects it may only be a girl. Remember the last Dusty we talked about? The guy who actually got on a 1-hour bus ride to meet a girl? Keep that. Let's keep that going.
Be creative.
If I would have met somebody, how old are you?
I'm turning 29 tonight. Okay, but I'm actually catching you on my birthday. I'm about to turn 29.
We're the same age, right? Okay. If I met somebody
wow, he's 29. Okay.
I would have left.
No, but if a girl's telling you she's and her photos, she looks.
I have no idea if that's a fact.
Well, yeah, but she looks.
So when I came to this guy, I told her I'm waiting for somebody, but I have no idea who they are.
She looks.
Remember, they're meeting at a hotel. the meeting at a hotel. This is not even a you know, a place that you would want to meet somebody. And man, this is just all
She
bad.
asked, you knew she was in school today. You even asked her, she told you she goes to high school, right? You even asked her what school. And then instead of blocking her, you proceeded to send photos of your, right? We have that. She couldn't afford it. If the cops retrieve that, and you go to jail, which you're cooperating, so I appreciate that. But you then proceeded to send her multiple photos of your, right? Show me the you said you were going to bring. I know you got on. Show me the.
Got it, but if I see somebody I was leaving,
okay, let me see.
All I have to do is take an Uber and leave or walk away.
Okay,
it's that simple. It's that
Right?
simple.
Okay, bro, let me see.
Just show it to me. What else you want?
Okay, so we both see. It's okay. We got it on camera. That's it. All right. So anyway. So my point is this: you see how this looks?
No, I understand what you're saying. It sounds strange, but if I would have met, that's my opinion, and I said, if I meet somebody like that, I would have walked away. There's no need for.
He's lying. It's clear he's lying. Okay, let's keep this going. Everybody, let's kind of focus on what we got going on here on the screen. Here we go.
For anybody. If I meet somebody, I never met this person. I'm new to the area, so if I meet somebody and they lie to me.
Okay, let me ask everybody this: if you think he's innocent, put a 1 in the chat. If you think that he is guilty, put a 2 in the chat. Why is seeking knowledge? It's good seeing you in the house. Here we go.
Told me that they say, but I'm thinking they older because I met women before. They told me that they was 18 and they really 35 or 40. That's my point. But I understand what you're saying. I respect what you're saying though.
Yeah, it's just.
Darnell, what do you think? Give me your thoughts.
Well, I missed a chunk of it while I was trying to come on stage, but from what I understand, he's 29. He thought he was coming to see a girl. How old?
Basically, I believe she was 13, 14.
Okay, 13.
Let's go by exactly what it says here, which is underage. So
okay, underage. Yeah, basically, the person did he state the underage girl's age?
No.
Like what? Oh, okay.
If they did, they muted it out.
Okay. If he clearly stated, even though the girl is fictional, it was him, but if he stated the age, then yeah, I mean that's definitely guilty. I mean, no, hands down. Yeah. Now, if it was a case of that he didn't say, "Oh, I'm 14, 15 or whatever," he might have some wiggle room out. I mean, nothing had happened, obviously, but
okay.
Again, if he went there knowingly to meet a underage girl, yeah, you guilty as sin. Especially you're 29. There is no Romeo or Juliet law that will cover that.
Right. Let me keep going. Here we go.
Most guys, when they find out a girl is, they're gonna block the girl off the app. Why did you continue talking to her? That's what I want to know. Why did you continue talking to her? You got extremely. You sent photos of yourself. You brought the. You're obviously here to have sex with her. So this is my question. Why didn't you just block her right there and then?
You talk about.
Hold on.
Go ahead. How you doing?
Conducting operation right now.
On the app, you talking about the app. The app, I don't use that. Texting, I haven't texted. All I do is send out the something.
My God, when she told you she was, you should have blocked her.
Okay, so she did whatever the age was. It was underage, and he knows.
Yeah, then he's guilty as sin. There's no ambiguity. Yeah.
She got blocked on the app because she was.
I do remember that.
Right?
I do remember that got blocked in the app. But that
Yeah,
app,
now
I don't use it. You're trying to say like I'm on the app trying to pray on people. That app, I've been around for years. I've been around for years.
So my question is, why not just go for somebody your age?
Exactly. That's why I would have left. If I would have bucked somebody, let's pretend you was the person.
Why seeking knowledge breaks it down like this. There is no humanity in objectifying XXs. They will get a young, fresh one and discard them. Demonic. Bars.
If I walked into you and you look like you, I would be like this. I'm good. I'm gonna look right over left.
Bro, but she
It's
looks,
that simple.
but she looks in her photos, and she told you she's in high
I never met the person in real life.
Wait, in her
Trying to
photos.
blame you so I didn't do nothing? Come on, listen.
I heard. Did you catch that, DJ Torch? I heard high school. Did you catch that? I heard
Yeah.
high school. Yeah,
me go
yeah.
back.
He's guilty of sin.
Wait, in her
Trying to blame you
photos.
so I didn't do nothing? Come on,
It
listen.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. In her photos, does she not look? Yes or no? Listen,
I have no
man.
idea.
You keep capping. I'm not gonna work with you. I'm just gonna report this.
How you gonna say I'm capping if I have no idea? Never met the person in real
Because
life.
you knew she was. She looks.
That's why I said send a picture because I thought it was a fake page. Exactly. Somebody can make a fake profile and say I'm. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to
Okay,
say.
did she send you the pictures? Yes, right?
Yeah,
She
but
still
I have-
looks.
I have-
Hold up.
Yes,
Let's not talk over each other. She sent you the photo, right? I'm just going off of your logic.
No, I
Does she look? Yes or no? Does she look? Yes or
no,
no?
I thought she was older. She's. You could say, let's say I take a picture. I'm 28, right? I take a picture. I don't look 20. I look younger. I know I look younger. Everybody tells me I look 20.
No, he looks 28. I mean, what? Younger? What? Like 25, maybe? He does not look like anywhere near a teenager. So for him to try to insinuate that is strange.
Yeah.
If I say my
It still doesn't.
She has such a baby face to where she could pass it.
I'm saying, I'm just saying.
Okay, so when she told you she was, you should have blocked her.
Exactly.
You understand that by you not blocking her, but getting.
The part that I find out.
You want to do this, you want to do that, you commit.
It's not the not blocking that really implicates him. It's the fact that he went down here after knowing she's young to meet her. That's what's going down. That's the thing. He's there at a hotel.
A felony.
No, but the part where I is thinking that, oh, this is a fake profile. Let me take a chance of trying to meet her. That was the worst thing I ever did in the first time. I should have never tried to meet her. I should have blocked her.
Why seeking knowledge breaks it down once again. Lies. They always say they think she looked older. They are just looking with lustful intentions. Bars.
Well, he even admitted that he knew she was in high school. So, come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What high school has ladies over 18 at them?
A fake page or somebody trying to spam or whatever you call it, like.
But let's keep it a second. You can give a fuck.
Bro, I never slept with nobody that was. You can't.
You were here to do exactly that. You have the.
I never said that. I told this man I was gonna visit somebody. If I see a walk straight right now, I'm leaving. I'm walking straight out of here.
So why would you
visit somebody? Why would you visit somebody at a hotel? You could. There's Starbucks. There's a lot of coffee shops and a lot of spots, bars and stuff. Well, she's not of age, so you can't go there. But which is already tells you what's going on. So you can tell that this is an ill will thing going down. Here we go.
To begin with, if she looks that, she told you she was that. Confirmed she was in.
Why did I showed up to find out exactly what it was. Let me show you something.
Does your logic make any sense?
Okay.
Does your logic make any sense? Do you honestly think your logic makes any sense?
Diamond brings it down perfectly. Grown men troll high schools for boys and girls. Bars.
Strange leave right away. See what I'm saying? If I would have seen a Son Strange, I would have left. So right? You trying to play me?
No sense.
I don't care what you say, bro.
Yo, I'm trying to be cool with you.
I don't care.
I've been nothing but cool with you.
You trying to accuse me of something I didn't do, bro?
You got caught.
It's not gonna happen like that.
You got caught, right?
Caught about what?
Trying to meet a.
It's never gonna meet no.
Why are you here?
I was gonna meet somebody. I'm trying to explain to you. I was gonna meet somebody, but if she would have came, I would have left. I was like, I can't. I only sleep with girls that are older than 20.
We sent you 4 photos. You kept asking for more photos. And every photo we sent you.
Wow, you know something that the hotel attendant is very patient because I would have been like, look, y'all gotta take this elsewhere. I don't know what y'all doing, but you can't keep it here. That's crazy.
That's why I said more photos to make sure to see if the person was real.
And she did.
Yes, I got wrong.
And she did. And she looks. Listen, my guy, let me ask you this. You understand you committed multiple felonies, right?
No felony.
You want to find? Okay. So how about this?
I can report you because if I find out, if I'm trying to find out somebody's real, I'm gonna find somebody's real if I'm getting to know the person.
Okay, this is crazy. Let's go back. Let's fast forward a little bit. Let's see what's going on here.
I'm not about this.
Oh, he would approach me like you would be like, yo, what you doing?
Right.
But I'm saying you can't accuse me of something. If I would have met somebody who walked away, I have a sister, I have family too, bro.
I'm not accusing you. The evidence is there. In black and white. You got caught. Look, man. Your pop speaks English?
Yeah, he English.
Did you call him, put him on speaker, tell him, we're going to explain the situation to him, you're going to apologize to him? Yo, guys, just real quick before we continue with the video. So for this episode, we made the do like 50 push-ups, starts running, we chase him, turns into a car chase, and then he jumped a couple fences, and all this craziness ensues. Unfortunately, due to YouTube censorship and TOS, we cannot show that part of the episode. So usually this would be a locals only episode for the supporters that pay the $6.99 a month. By the way, sign up. The link to the locals is in the description. It truly supports us, and you get all the crazy action-packed episodes. But
So it sounds like he ran away by what he's saying there. Let's go fast forward.
Because your logic makes
why
he was lost.
That's pretty guilty.
Yeah.
Man, they said he jumped a couple fences, right? Me Columbia in the house.
Is this is this guy just a YouTuber doing this?
I assume so. I think I thought he was an investigator, but I don't know. This is very dangerous for him to do that.
Yeah, honestly. Very dangerous.
You know, especially if he thinks especially if you know you're dealing with somebody who is an offender. They will do a lot of stuff to get away. So
yeah.
You know, I guess he's counting on the camera to save him. Me Columbia says they look like American-born Dominicans. That could be very true. Very true. So let's see. Okay, here we go to the police part.
Family, everybody's gonna find out. Your employer, yo, Crystal. Give him some speed. It's gonna get back to your friends, your neighbors, employer, everybody, man. All right, man. I'm just letting you know.
At least at the very least, as much as a nuisance this might have been, at least they saved that little girl's life, quite possibly. Because I'm sorry, a guy went with a knife. He might have even been telling the truth about saying, well, you know, I've been jumped and I want protection. But we see what happens when guys don't get what they want from women.
Yeah.
You know.
When the cops get the footage, it's not gonna end well. Yo, look who showed up. Yo, wait. Yo, give me that. Since he's cooperating, give me that.
Yes.
Yo. Yes. Yo, bro, one last thing.
So right now, everything's gonna be documented. We spoke to our captain. We have all his info.
So I guess they did to turn him in.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we went to report. It's gonna be forwarded to the prosecutors, and the prosecutors.
I mean, quite honestly. Quite honestly, it's kind of like obnoxious, but at the same time, if this is what we have to do to protect young girls, then I'm all for it. Quite honestly, you know, I believe that the guy who seemed to be the guy who's in the picture right here seemed to be logical enough that if you would have given him the right answers, and he wouldn't have, you know, he was okay, you're just here. You know, the lady's 25, whatever. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a shame we have to go to this point, but unfortunately, I think what's going to happen is these nosy type of channels are going to start popping up, and quite honestly, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I mean, if somebody wants to meet, why should we protect pedos? That's how
Right.
I see it.
hmm
So
Now the thing. So there was an actual underage girl. It wasn't him pretending to be an underage girl. There was an actual
yeah, it was
underage girl,
actually an
correct?
underage girl, and I guess she communicated with these guys, and then they said, okay, let's catch a Dusty,
Yeah.
and that's what happened.
Is this underage? Is it a relative of his, or
No clue.
you know?
No clue.
Yeah,
They
because
might have.
I'm just
What I'm
saying.
thinking. This is what
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking. They have a channel, and they probably ask people to call in. It might have been the
Yeah.
young girl's daughter, or something like that, or the mother, or the young lady herself, and
Uh-huh.
she might have called in, and that's probably how that went down. And
Okay.
why Seeking Knowledge nailed it again. It's not like he looked bad and couldn't pull women his age. Is his game horrible, really, or too much P hub fetishes? I think what it is, why Seeking Knowledge is that, well, there's number one, sickness. Number two, I've noticed that peds are not generally, they don't generally always look ugly. They're just, it's a sickness. It's like something wrong with them, you know?
What do you think these awful messages, like how they got after an age? That's the we've explained that literally every single thing you told me was explained, and we were told to just let him go and document it, right? Okay. Who's the captain? Okay.
All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. So there's definitely most parts at the end. We're not going to be able to include that on YouTube. Obviously, if you want to watch the uncensored version, it'll be live on our Rumble, completely free. We caught this guy with a knife. He went crazy at the end. Our boy pulled up out of nowhere with some milk. We were going to try to milk him, but he got away. Anyway, it's all good. I appreciate the love and the support. Make sure you subscribe, turn your post
Well,
notifications.
I don't know what the milk was about, but okay. So everybody, here we go. The main man of the show, Viper.
Disclaimer, we are a goofy meme music YouTube channel, and nothing here is meant to build a case for or against anyone in particular. But it's Viper, so of course we had to cover it. On April 7th, 2023, a Houston police officer arrived at the house of Lee Arthur Carter, more commonly known as Viper.
Another rapper, by the way. Another rapper. Let me pull it back here. Viper is a rapper.
On April 7th, 2023, a Houston police officer arrived at the house of Lee Arthur.
There he is. Viper. Welcome to Catch a Dusty.
Carter, more commonly known as Viper, after receiving a message sent with a laptop from a woman who had claimed she was being held against her will. Upon arrival, the officer had found the woman in the garage of Viper's home, filthy and extremely malnourished at 70 pounds. The garage was bare, with a mattress covered in fresh vomit, a makeshift toilet that didn't work, diapers and dirty clothes, and a box of chips and Twinkies. Explaining her story to the police, the woman had claimed that she'd been abducted by Viper 4 to 5 years ago after being offered help from him while she was panhandling and pregnant on the street. Assuming she would receive help from Viper, she accepted his helping hand, only to be driven back to his house where she would be locked up and kept there. While at the house, the woman claims that Viper would force her to have sex with him and was fed drugs, rarely receiving a proper meal or the opportunity
drugs, just like Diddy and Crump Company was doing. Same thing.
to shower. After seeing this situation, police had taken the woman to the hospital for care, only for her to be picked up later and taken back to the house by Viper.
Can you believe that shit? This is the thing that gets me. It's like they saw she was now malnourished, and that she said that she had been captured and was being held against her will. How in the world did they? How in the world did law enforcement let this woman go get picked up by the guy and taken back into the same bondage? Beyond me. Damn.
The worst part, this was only one incident out of 8 previous times the police had been called about this house in the past.
8 times. Yeah, exactly why I say a lawsuit. Who let him pick her up? Yeah, 8 times.
Last year. It wouldn't be until January 4th of 2024 where Viper would be found at a Houston motel and arrested for aggravated kidnapping. The next day, police had gone back to his home to investigate the state of the woman who was held there, only for her to be gone. And to this day, her whereabouts are still unknown. As for Viper, he's currently under house arrest after being released on bond that was paid by his ex-wife, Amanda.
Wait a minute. How in the world do you, after kidnapping somebody for at least 2 years, how in the world do you get released on bond? That look, I'm all for what is it? Justice reform, but it seems like we're reforming the wrong part of the justice system. We want guilty people to be in jail, especially when they're extremely guilty from extreme crimes like this.
Amanda. Viper claims that he's innocent and states that the woman who lived with him is the mother of his children.
This is my son's mother, so this is not a stranger.
While this story is crazy, what makes it even crazier is the person who allegedly conducted the kidnapping. You see, Viper isn't just an ordinary criminal. He also happens to be known as an internet meme rap legend because of his music and cult following from places like 4chan and YouTube. But how did this meme rapper go from beloved internet icon to alleged abuser and kidnapper? Lee Arthur Carter, aka Viper, was born in El
He went there because he was always that.
Dorado, Arkansas on October 7, 1971, to parents Betty and Lymel Carter. Lymel was a preacher, which allowed Viper to grow very close to the church.
Man, see? Man.
Something that Viper believes gave him a strong sense of faith and spirituality growing up.
Oh yeah, to the point. Oh my. Let me just shut
The
up.
church
Let me just
also
shut up.
allowed Viper to become involved in music, where he participated in the choir, learned piano, and even learned the organ. Viper grew up poor, yet managed to have many of the early video game consoles from Atari to Sega Genesis, which he points to being his earliest musical inspiration. Viper's first rap project was released in 1997 under the name J-Ride, as part of the soundtrack for a film directed by his brother called Fifth Ward. Also featured on the soundtrack are notable people such as DJ Screw, who was the godfather of the chopped and screwed rap subgenre. The film was screened to mixed reviews. The Austin Chronicle, a newspaper of Austin, Texas, had left a review saying, "Despite Fifth Ward's ambitious style and noble, socially conscious storyline, it is a messy mix of bad lighting, muddy sound, and thudding hip-hop that sounds like it was recorded in a closet." Viper, however, happened to love making thudding hip-hop that sounds like it was recorded in a closet. From here, Viper would continue his musical journey under the artist name Lee Dog, releasing an album under the same name in collaboration with local artists signed to Dope House Records.
All right. So yeah, this is what hip hop is all about. Dope House Records. Not dope as in cool dope. Look, the motto is dope sells itself. Why seek knowledge? Seems the more egregious the crime, the easier you get back out on bail. Make it make sense. Bars. JG Music breaks it down. He has no faith in God. His faith is in lust and the sexual immorality. Bars.
A local Houston record label co-founded by South Park Mexican.
New Diamond says there seems to be more men in prison than there are out. Exactly. I got to skip forward because I can't play the music.
Baby in 2006, where he would release 3 albums that year: Heartless Hoodlum, Ready and Willing, and The Southwest Hooligan. Ready and Willing specifically is where he would truly break new ground and essentially become the first proto-cloud rapper with his hazy dreamlike production and subdued vocals. a style of rap that would later rise to mainstream success by virtue of several rappers such as Lil B and Young Lean. But it wouldn't be until 2 years later where Viper would release his most famous album to date. In 2008, Viper had released his album, You'll Cowards Don't Even Smoke Crack.
I'll let you comment on that, Darnell.
What exactly you want me to comment on?
That was actually a good answer. Let me keep it going. That is just crazy to me.
Yes, that is the proper spelling, which gained little to no traction for 5 years until May 1st of 2013, where it was uploaded to YouTube from a channel unrelated to Viper. After finding an audience on YouTube, the video quickly went viral both on the internet and traditional news outlets such as The Observer, where Viper was viewed as a hilarious meme sensation. But it would turn out that this one project from Viper was merely the tip of the iceberg. When 4chan found out about Viper, users began to dig deeper into his discography, managing to uncover nearly 200 albums released in 2013 alone and dozens more before then, featuring works such as Got's a Wicked Pistol Game, The Prettiest Pretty Boy, and one of his most notorious, these rappers claim they hard when them never seen the pen. By the time You'll Cowards,
I guess that tells you that he's seen the pen because, here we go.
Stunt he uses to draw clicks in. Between the names of the albums, the Gonzo-style album covers, the shirtless pictures, the woman featured in his videos, and even the music itself, it's a lot to take in. But you might be wondering, how can this man possibly fund all of this? He has to pay the models, people to edit photos, afford music equipment, and obviously pay for food and a place to live. Viper, as any successful musician does, sells merchandise of his art. However, anyone that's ordered his merch knows from experience that it's either going to be years late or never arrive at all. One unfortunate customer had said, "My friend purchased an autographed CD, and after 2 months of it still not showing up, he finally got in contact with them to see what the deal was. He apologized and replied saying he ran out of CDs, but as soon as he gets more made, he'd ship it out immediately. 3 days later, he got a package in the mail. Viper sent him an autographed box set of the National Treasure saga. Mind you, getting a signed copy of a Nicolas Cage film from Viper instead of your CD is substantially less worse than the fact that Viper was willing to sell
right there, and just tell them who you're there for.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
you official Viper brand crack pipes. Not
I
to
hope it
worry
gets
though.
better, all right?
Viper encourages his fans not to be dissuaded by the thought of your merch never arriving. Once you get your vinyl, don't let that stop you from ordering another vinyl. Viper. In another story, one fan made his own cassette version of a Viper album and offered to ship them to Viper since he noticed he wasn't selling any. To this act of kindness from a fan, Viper replied with a demand that he make 100 more to ship to him, and that, if he can't, he'd be sued for copyright infringement. But of course, merch is only one part of how musicians make their money. With all those hungry fans, it would only be a matter of time till Viper started touring with his music. During one of his shows on the 2022 tour, it was said that he'd allegedly begun smoking crack on stage and had delivered a disappointing performance. And
wow, smoking crack on stage.
Viper's business endeavors don't end with music. Viper is an entrepreneur with many irons in the fire. One of them being WorldRapStar.com, a carbon copy of WorldstarHipHop.com where you'd be able to pay a fee to upload your own videos. He entrusted this task to an individual named Cameron, who was given 2 days, and was offered 5% royalty per 100 videos. This ultimately amounted to nothing at all, seeing as the site never went up, a story we'll dive deeper into later. As if being in the field of music and online video hosting, in a forum post on Kiwi Farms, a user claimed they asked the girl what grade she's in, and the catfish eventually pretends to be the girl's father, consistent with albums he's released like I Don't Need to Ask, She's Saying Yes, or songs like I Ain't Gonna Ask You Again. But it's not just local of age women that have to be on the lookout for Viper. After Viper had put out his phone number during an interview, he began receiving texts from catfish who pretended to be underage women. In one case with a catfish, Viper asks the girl what grade she's in, and the catfish eventually pretends to be the girl's father and reprimands Viper for talking to his 17-year-old daughter, to which Viper responds, 17 is legal, Pops. Sadly, this is not the only minor that he potentially endangers. Cameron, the person Viper had hired to make WorldRapStar.com, has a niece named Carmen who was 17 at the time he was working on the website. Viper had admitted to crushing on her over text messages between him and Carmen, and proposed that he fly her out so she can get a real estate broker's license and get married to him. Mind you, Viper himself does not actually have a broker's license. After hearing about this,
figures. What do you think? What do you think?
Well, I mean, especially after saying 17 is legal, pops. I mean, this. I don't know. Maybe that guy was smoking crack when he said that too. I don't know. You know, I don't know what to say about that.
This is crazy. We got
but
some justice for everybody tonight.
I mean, to be honest with you, though, there's a lot of people that are stupid and actually think that. You know, in some states, yes, 17 is the age of consent in some states, but that's not very many states.
Right. New Diamond breaks it down just like this. They make my flesh crawl, and I grit my teeth, my skin itches, my anger flares, my temper rage. My fists clench, I have flashbacks of roots. Bars.
Cameron had cut off all communication with Viper and withdrew his work on World Rap Star.
Here's my case. I've trusted you. Listen, I've trusted you with my niece, and you're trying to have sex with her, and you're trying to lie to me about it.
Wow.
So honestly, it's completely finished, and I have a team.
At this point, you might be thinking that Viper is simply a selfish narcissist that f***s over strangers for his own personal gain. But his behavior also extends to his family members. One of his ex-wives, Amanda, with whom he has 2 children, claims he was abusive, a cheater, and never around even for birthdays or holidays. Presumably,
wow, I guess, geez, it just keeps getting bad.
He was on the grind during those days. It also turns out that Viper seems to have no problem homophobically threatening his own son. In a text, he stated, "My son Cobra promised me that he is not gay because when he was 13, I told him if he doesn't want me in prison, then never be gay, because if he ever was gay, I would beat him up every day until he became straight again, or he killed me. Or I went to prison, and at 13 years old, he said, because of this talk, Dad, I swear to you, I will never be gay." Then last month, 17, I asked him if he liked guys or girls. And I like girls only, Dad. And I said, good son, because if you ever liked guys, I would come find you with 10 guys, and we would put a bag over you and beat you within an inch of your life. Then we would make H a prostitute and watch you her, then you'll be non-gay for sure. Then he said, that won't be necessary, Dad, because I'm straight. As if all of this wasn't enough, there's one video in particular that feels the most harrowing considering his newest criminal development. 2 years ago, which would have been directly in the middle of his alleged crime, Viper uploaded a video on his personal company channel called Viper One of a Shine. The video is a re-upload of a Meat Sleep Archives short horror film titled Ingrate, which uses a very unsettling film style with strobing lights, awkward camera angles, and unfocused zooms with a haunting, glitchy backing sound. Overlaid is a glitchy voice that sounds like a psychopathic captor talking to his captive, who is being scolded for being ungrateful as the captor has given them a place to live, kept them warm, and was given a place to wash their disgusting body.
You live here. I took you and I keep you warm. I feed you. A place to clean your disgusting body.
Viper steals content all the time, but this particular video has truly horrifying implications considering what we know now about him. As of Viper's last court hearing this year, he's boldly denied all claims against him, something that he proudly continues to speak on with his Twitter posts claiming that he's only lived at the Perry Street address, the address of the crime, for 13 months according to his housing records. In other posts, Viper claims that all the news channels will apologize to me publicly, and that the ones who don't will be sued for $5 million each. Amanda.
That sounds really funny to me. How he's making allegations and shit, and he knows he did it.
The ex-wife who paid his bond claimed that she wouldn't have paid it if she didn't believe he was innocent. But seeing as Amanda that frequently flip-flops on her opinion of him, one day calling him a gentle giant, and another day saying he's a manipulator, a narcissist, and that everything he does is a persona, what she says can only be taken with a grain of salt. In a Neopunk FM exclusive, she's confirmed with us directly that she does know the woman, but that she hasn't seen her in 4 to 5 years. As for Viper's neighbors, they collectively seem to be rattled by the news, with some saying they had seen the woman at the property crawling to escape, with others saying that it was a quiet street.
Anything unusual? Hear anything?
Well, yeah,
weird?
everything always happened at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was very weird.
Like what? What do you mean?
Just stuff moving around, backing up to the house and moving people from the front into the garage. It was very crazy.
There's undoubtedly a lot of underlying confusion underneath the shocking headlines, and Viper's online reputation certainly leans the situation towards the negative. This extreme situation is the capstone on an important question about Viper as a whole. What part of
that's what I don't get. It's like, okay, so Viper can roll around like he is and do all this shit, but somehow the police somehow want to arrest a council member or somebody who, I mean, you never know. I mean, I guess the thing is that I think we just need to get the technology in a way where we get bad guys like this off the street and keep the good guys on the street.
of him is real and what is an act? Viper himself claims that all publicity is good publicity. What seem like the ramblings of a madman that are accidentally funny could actually be calculated, malevolent marketing tactics designed to drive engagement by any means necessary. Even if Viper is innocent and never held that woman prisoner, and even if she's simply a drug addict who turned on Viper with false allegations when she stopped being supplied with drugs, Viper's image of a silly meme rapper is surely to be forever tainted.
It doesn't matter, because the thing is that basically he was still holding her captive by giving her drugs. Okay, so I just don't get it. I don't see how he got out. All right, I'm gonna pause it right there. But basically, that's it. I got to make sure I don't play the music. Dang. What y'all think? What do you think, Darnell? What do you? Everybody, put comments in the chat. What do you think about old this Dusty Viper?
Viper is definitely so far. I think this is Dusty of the year so far.
Yeah, damn well.
Yeah.
We might have to. I might have to do some digging. I mean, well, actually, I have our team do some digging, trying to find out if there's any new court proceedings on Viper. I think we need to follow this dude and see what's going on. New Diamond says they are evil demons. I avoid them at all costs. Bars. Exactly. People cheat the IRS, all kinds of huge crimes, and don't go to prison. But don't you dare drive with a suspended license. You're gone for 2 years. Bars. Yeah, it's weird how things work out that way. I mean, I was watching Bond Court, and I was seeing guys that had assaulted women. Like, okay, you got a $10,000 bond, which comes out to about maybe $1,000, and they let them out. I don't see how that works. That's weird. I do respect the justice system for, giving a person a fair shake, but there's some people that there's just some things that are still broken on both ends. What I mean by both ends is those who are innocent being kept, who are clearly innocent being kept in, like when the woman, remember that one about the woman who defended herself with a gun by shooting a warning shot and was arrested and put into prison for like 5 years, for doing that. And then you flip it around and some guy who kidnapped this guy right here, who kidnapped a woman allegedly, and he's on house arrest. You can't make this stuff up. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, did this guy have a good lawyer? I mean,
I don't know
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, that, I mean, let's face it, Lady Justice is not blind, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I know they got the blindfold on Lady Justice, but she is definitely not blind. And a lot of times, people that have money, they're able to escape punishment. I mean, just look at Jeffrey Epstein. He did not have to register as a sex offender.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
And
it's
Biscuit
true.
Daffo breaks it down like this. But DJ, I thought only women get away with crimes. Men always go to jail for their crimes. Hibiscus Daffo, good point. Bars and a half. Yeah, basically that's what there's a certain mentality of men that say that. Obviously, that includes the manosphere, who they think that black women get away with everything and that black men don't get away with anything. But every Sunday we got proof. We have proof that that's not the case. You know, yep. Maybe he took a plea deal. Well, I don't know if he hasn't taken a plea deal yet because he's still out on bail, and so he hasn't been given any kind of verdict or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this is crazy, and that's the thing is, I mean, it would be great if we could, as a people, I think what we should do is try to vote for a more efficient justice system that works to the innocents, to those who are innocent to their advantage, and those who are guilty to their disadvantage instead of the opposite.
Yeah.
Because I don't know the loud terminology. Yeah. I think much. We'll see. We're going to do some digging. We're going to find out what's going on. We are definitely going to find out what's going on. Let me see if there's anything more about. We might need to do a part 2. Let's see what's going on here.
Is this real? Is this really happening in this day and age? Sadly, based on the court documents I'm just getting, it is real. A woman pregnant being held captive in a garage, padlocked from the outside.
It sounds like a horror movie, you know?
With nothing but a mattress, a commode that doesn't work. When she is found, she is emaciated down to 70 pounds. Her hair, quote, crusty, her clothes filthy, no shoes. Her body was, quote, pungent. I'm reading from the court documents because how long had she been in there being raped, sex attacked? 5 years? It's almost too much to take in that this could happen again. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us here at Crime Stories and on Sirius XM 111. The story's almost too much to take in, but let's just start with the commander at the Houston PD, Michael Collins.
The female who was in the original report who was being held captive inside that room allegedly. We believe at this time that she was the only individual in that room.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know how many. This is the first time I've been at this location, so I'd hate to think there were any others that were in that circumstance as well. But it's something we will definitely follow up on. Approximately 30-year-old female. I really can't release her name right now until I follow up with the investigative division and our public information officer. Because again, my main concern is, of course, I want to share information as freely as possible, but I also don't want to jeopardize anybody's safety.
Jeopardize anyone's safety. Wow. Well, someone has already been padlocked into a garage, raped over and over and over for years. Did the neighbors not notice something was odd? Let's listen to more to the commander, Michael Collins.
It's disturbing. On a personal level, my heart goes out to the woman involved because she is a victim, but anybody with children or anybody with a family member who has struggled in their life has been preyed upon by those who are out for their own ends at the expense of others. It makes me sick as a human being. And I can tell you, as a police department, we are here for the citizens of Houston. We're here for the community, and we're here to make sure that this individual and her family gets justice.
Wow, what will justice look like in this case? If the allegations are true, this woman being held captive 5 years, raped repeatedly. I'm looking at the charge in this case. A known rapper apparently holds her, grabs her off the street, holds her locked inside a garage. She never saw anyone else in the residence. She could hear the defendant arguing with someone. On numerous occasions, the defendant would come out, rape her. When she would try to escape, he would grab her, drag her back in, and padlocks repeatedly.
Wow. I think we've heard enough of that. Wow. So there we go. Any last words, Darnell?
Just great show, DJ Torch. I mean, I wish you had better news to report, but great
Well,
show.
It's Sunday, so but yeah, this is horrible.
Yeah,
I'm glad
definitely.
the other Dusties, got their got their due. So this was a good show. We had Diddy, the Dusty Diddy son. You felt like father, like son. So I remember, the myth in the manosphere is that it's important for the father to
we've
be.
seen so much.
Let me pause that.
And these
It's important for the father to be in the family, right? But I think Diddy pretty much makes a strong argument that that may not necessarily be true or a default positive thing to happen, if you know what I mean. Obviously, when we go on to the pastor, well, he did the same stuff. Then we went on to another pastor who did the same stuff. Then we can't forget the 22-year-old man who just loved himself, made a sex toy out of a 14-year-old girl. So that's not cool, And then we have the guy who, with the pocket knife, who wanted to meet an underage girl at a hotel, but wants to say that was going to be innocent. I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on here in this live stream. I mean, there's a lot of it's a shame. It's painful. It's painful. I can't say it. I mean, then we ended up with Viper, somebody who kept somebody in captivity for 5 years, and he is still out there walking around free. Man,
Yeah.
oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely keep an eye on the Viper story. Because I think that one's probably still ongoing. Because I think he got charged in 2023. I mean.
Yeah.
So I did.
Yeah, that video, the last video we were just watching was only a couple months old.
Yeah, so that's probably still ongoing. I definitely probably keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, let me take another look in there. I want to see if let me go to Nancy.
Could
Let me
hear.
pause that there. I want to go to the end of it and see if he even went to jail at all. Let's see. Okay, that's somebody else. That's somebody else. Okay, so she did probably a lot of other creeps. So yeah, that's crazy. I would like to thank everybody out for another beautiful live stream. This is all the way. Well, I wouldn't call this beautiful. I would call it a good live stream, but it definitely wasn't beautiful with all the creeps who in around. But we need to protect people in society. So I got to drop this kind of tape because we got to know who's out there, and we finding out. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad out there. So the key is that everybody, what I want to leave you with is, how would you want this issue resolved in our community? I mean, how would you want to fix this? Because it needs some fixing, that's for sure. It needs
Yeah.
some fixing. You know, we don't need to have creeps like this out there. Look at them. Monster.
Yeah.
We got monsters and respected monsters, like as in Diddy. I mean, and it's like we need more. We need more role models. I
Yeah.
want to do a live stream on good black male role models. But man, I mean, we need to clean things up. What are we gonna do? We can overrun. We can overrun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, therapy and chemical castration would be the only option for this man. And I would add about 20 years in jail at least. That should get him off the streets for permanently because he looks like he's about to go anyway. So
I'll be honest. I mean, not that the law doesn't revolve around Darnell's opinion, but my opinion, this is a guy. There's no lesson to be learned with this guy. It's life in prison.
yeah,
You know,
I think so.
that's my opinion. I mean, this guy just openly smokes crack, don't give a damn, talks to underage girls, kidnapping women.
Right.
What do you call it? When you hold them against their will.
Yeah, kidnapping.
Yeah. God knows what else he's doing, so I'm sorry. This is guy that he's beyond reform.
Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to go. You can,
Yeah.
and just so it looks nice, I would still not give him life. I would give him like 50 years, which is basically at his age right now is life.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I'd work it. But yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, everybody, thank you. Here we go. At least the music will be happy at the end. Hey, but this was a good live, man.
Yeah.
We get some shout outs out of the way. Here we go. Okay, on stage we had Darnell. In the chat, music, and Miss Dapo, that is Knowledge, New Diamond.
Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yeah.
In Colombia,
I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe.
Hey, Riches.
To the edge of it all.
Mr. Moon.
To the edge of it all.
Rena West. Here we go.
So tell your good night. Cause I'll find no better one. Yeah.
Bridget.
So simple life. Before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good night. Cause I'll find a better one.
Oh.
It's a simple life. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem.
Remember now, every Sunday,
Cause I know
Prime
what I'm
Sunday.
getting into.
This weekend we had
Nothing can stop me.
Dusty 3 is on the way.
What you and I realize. Either way,
Some more
I follow.
content coming our way.
No need to say where we are heading now, babe.
Remember now, if you missed any of the show,
To the edge of it all.
or you missed the whole thing, we have our replay game.
Good night.
Replay gang in the house.
Cause I'll find a better one.
Appreciate everybody.
It's a simple life.
Here we go.
Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell you good night. Cause I'll find a better one.
All right, everybody, have a good night. Tanya Sweat. You're leaving as well. Here we go.